Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I'm just here to do a supplemental video to build your stash and craft. And these are types of things that you may normally throw in the garbage that you should start saving some of this. Don't overdo. When you get to a dozen or so of each item, stop collecting until you find out if you really have a use for it or not. But I just thought that I would give you some hints of things that really work well when you don't have a large stash. First thing would be chipboard. This is a Kleenex box, and Kleenex boxes almost always have very pretty decorative chipboard. And so this works great for cutting out flowers and all sorts of things for your projects. You have very pretty chipboard. It's nice and it's solid. And then you have just normal chipboard that you can use. If you sand off the shiny side, you can use this side. And you can also just open it up and use the regular cardboard side. And you can purchase chipboard at a craft store, but why do that when you have so much? Cake boxes, cereal boxes, all different sorts of boxes. So now that it's right after Christmas, which is why I wanted to do this right away, Christmas cards. Save your Christmas cards. You know, on this Christmas card, you've got this beautiful piece here. You've got these branches that can go on a piece of mixed media, the birds. On this one, we've got gorgeous glitter. It's glittered all along the bottom. You could cut this out in a wavy angle and put it on the edge of a project, on the edge of a card, and it would be like using glitter cardstock. You would never know that it came from a Christmas card. You know, you have these beautiful glittered trees that you can put on a project. So it doesn't have to be for Christmas. Birthday cards, all sorts of things. This is a beautiful piece with the holographics. Depending on what you put this on, if you don't make it look Christmassy, it's not going to be a Christmas. You know, it could be just anything. And then we have a very nice textured paper here that you can use for borders or for all different sorts of things. So Christmas cards, garbage. This is just stuff that I had trimmed off my envelopes when I made my envelope accordion file folder, and I had taped each end with washi tape. So these have colored ends on both ends. They're all nice and thin, and these could work great in a piece of mixed media. So I'm going to keep those. This is a piece of plastic that I cut off of something my husband got for Christmas, and it had that where they seal the edges of the plastic, and I went to throw it away and I got to looking at it, and I don't know how well you can see it, but these edges are all scalloped like that. That would make great for running some paint down along there and having a scalloped border. Also putting it on a piece of regular paper, wetting the paper just a little bit and then ripping it along that edge, you know, pulling it away. And I'll show you some of these techniques as we go through. But, you know, that little wavy edge on that piece of plastic would really come in handy. So these are the stickers that when I did the Christmas cards or Christmas presents this year, and you peel off the labels. This is what the stickers were stuck to. Any kind of stickers that you have, whenever you wind up with an empty sheet, if you keep this, if you ever make your own washi tape, your own stickers, you'll have something to stick them to that they will come off when you're ready to use them. Also, when you get the labels to put on your mail, you know, you peel off the labels with your name and address on it. When you're done with all of your labels, keep that piece that's behind there because it's the same type stuff. Envelopes from the bank, from, you know, from anywhere. They have this really pretty paper inside. And, you know, as you're saving this stuff, you can cut it down. I actually cut out my windows and keep my windows in a separate file folder. And then I cut out the pretty paper and keep that in a file folder. Works good for all different sorts of things. So, because it's the end of the year, calendars. This calendar my dad gave me, and it has the most beautiful pictures in it. Now, these pictures are huge. Am I going to use them on a piece of mixed media? Probably not. But can I cut out parts of this? Can I cut a flower out of this purple color and a flower out of this purple color and layer them up and make them as big as I want them? Yep, you can do that. So all of these beautiful colors that are in this calendar would make great paper for you if you don't have a lot of scrapbooking paper. You don't have to have scrapbooking paper to get beautiful paper, and it's a nice weight paper. And then the covers are really nice and solid and work great for projects. This is the tissue paper that I had folded up from Christmas presents, and I keep that. Doesn't matter if you don't like the color because you can paint it. So regular corrugated cardboard. This corrugated cardboard came in, I think it was a sheet set. So, but it's got this nice texture to it, and I left it just like it is. It's a nice big square piece. I'm going to keep that. Corrugated cardboard from the store. This was a box I was cutting up earlier, and I thought that I would stop and just show you. But I just started peeling the cardboard. I wanted to see the actual corrugated cardboard. So I just went ahead and I just started peeling on the cardboard. And what I do is I try and peel. This is the side with the red on it, and then on the back side there's white. So I try and peel both sides. Whichever side seems to peel easier, that's the side that I then peel off. And when I peel it, I always peel it. This is your corrugated going this way. What I do is I just run my fingers back and forth and pull back on the top, because that leaves the least amount of little extra bits on your corrugated cardboard. So if you try and peel it this way, you wind up with great big leftovers of the top cardboard. So if you peel it and run your hands along those lines, and I just kind of run my fingers like in the corrugated groove, and just run that back and forth, and you will have that peeled away in no time. When you're done, this is what I wound up with when I was done. I had my corrugated piece, but you'd think maybe throw this away. This is really heavy paper, so keep that paper. You can paint on it, you can use it for texture, you can use it for all sorts of things. This was a pop. When we go to Save a Lot, they don't give you bags, so they give you free boxes. So this was a pop box that had like 2 liters in it, and it had these handles. So when I took this handle off so it was easier to peel, that's a really nice little oval, and you could write a sentiment on that when you're putting it on a card, or write something that you, if you're doing a journal or you're doing an actual canvas or something, you could write love on there or peace or whatever and put that on your project. It's popped up already, it's white already. And then the inside of this box was white. And so what I'm going to do is, because it's good size, I'm going to cut it so that I kind of have a canvas, a cardboard canvas. I'm going to cut it like 8.5 by 11, or whatever size that I can get out of this. And that's a really nice base for a project. Newspapers work great for all sorts of things. You can make rolled flowers with these. You can use this to make a pattern, and if you don't get the newspaper, we get what they call the junk paper. As a matter of fact, my husband just brought it in. It just comes like this, and we get this for free in the mail. And so just keep your junk papers, keep a little bit of newspaper around. Catalogs are great to keep around. They have some really pretty pictures in them. They have pretty colors in them, that if you want to make a little red flower, there was a red sweater in there. Magazines are great for words, great for letters, for putting on your projects, great for color. And so just keep your magazines. This came in the junk mail, and this is very heavy paper, so this would actually, you could make a journal out of this. Paper bags are great craft paper. You can buy craft colored cardstock at the stores, but you also can just use a paper bag. It's nice, it's kind of heavy, and it's a pretty color. Plastic bottles. One of the things that we're going to make in a couple weeks is going to take a plastic bottle. This is a Gatorade bottle. You can use pop bottles, water bottles, but keep a few of those around because the plastic comes in handy, and we're actually going to make a storage unit out of pop bottles in a few weeks. Flowers. This is kind of an ugly flower. What you going to do with it? Well, actually, if you open this up and you look at it, these petals would make really pretty feathers, and you can paint them. They would also make nice dragonfly wings, nice butterfly wings. So even though the flowers are not necessarily that pretty, and the little stamen in the middle you can use for your own homemade flower if you don't have stamen. because for the longest time I didn't have any stamen, and that's where I stole it from, was out of, and I've never really seen the prettiest, just plain old flowers from the Dollar Tree or whatever, but you can make them into something very pretty. You can layer it up with your paper flowers. Spray bottles. You can buy spray bottles, but they're about $1 a piece. I just emptied this morning. I actually started to peel it a little bit, but they're not hard to peel. I just peel it off. This one's got water in it. I just used my black Sharpie marker and write water on there so I know what's in there, and I've got a free spray bottle. Now, a lot of these spray bottles actually touch the bottom of your bottle. What I normally do is cut them on an angle and up a little bit, especially if you're going to put paint in it, because if you put paint and water in a bottle, when you're not using it, the paint settles to the bottom. You do not want this tube to touch that paint, because that paint will get inside the tube and clog it up. So you can just cut it off at an angle above where you think your paint is going to settle to, and then when you shake it all up and you've got your colored water, you don't have the problem of clogging it up. So I have a little sanitizer bottle here. I thought this was really cute, and I saw Sonia Steptoe make a little fairy doll, and I'm actually going to use this bottle for that when it's empty. But it also would work good because it has a nice little top on it. You could put some watered down paint in it. It's got a little hole so that you can drip your paint on your pages, and it would be a more watered down paint, and you can keep it in there so that it doesn't dry out. My husband was just cleaning out his hobby room, and he brought me these. He doesn't help much because he makes me even more of a hoarder than I am, but he brought me this bottle, and it has a rubber top to it, but you could put buttons in here or beads in here, and they'd look really cute sitting on your desk. He brought me this metal container that he got a glass for his phone in, and so I'm going to keep this metal container. Is it pretty like it is? Nope, but it can be, you can go ahead and you can decorate this up in any way you want, and nobody would know exactly what it was to start with, but it makes a nice thing to keep. So even can tops, pop bottle tops, keep those too. So this is just a few things that you may throw away that you can keep and you can use, and we may be using some of these things in our projects because they're free. So I really do appreciate you watching, and I hope that you all have fun playing along with this series, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.